My daughter was on FaceTime with her best friend Diana. I was walking past her room while snacking on a piece of sour cream apple pie. My taste buds rock and rolled and got a slight buzz from the dessert. I overheard her conversation about wanting to join the Girl Scouts chapter at her school. I paused. Perhaps my memories held the remote control to my life. Can words be a magical spell that resurrect dead memories? I was once a brownie. When I was in the 3rd grade, I even pledged with my best friend Carla. We dreamed of earning all the badges in our troop, so our sash can look like a refrigerator with different magnets. However, we didn't earn any badges that summer. I don't remember too much about that summer. In fact, I don't think I want to remember. Mom! My daughter brought me out of limbo. Yes, dear? Can I join the Girl Scouts at our school? I'll think about it, honey. Okay, Mommy. I started to walk again and went towards my bedroom. I closed the door and opened my closet door. I reached for the top of the closet and found a small black box. I haven't opened this box since 3rd grade. It was always here. I've had the same house since I was younger. I never moved out of my childhood home and inherited the house when my parents died. If my daughter would have never said Girl Scouts, perhaps the small black box would have been a coffin, sealing bad memories and ghosts forever. Boom, kaboom, boom, boom, boom. My heart became a fire alarm and sensed danger. I heard my heart echo in my chest. I picked up the box and closed the closet door. I sat on the floor and opened the box. Have you ever watched one of those horror movies where a group of friends open an evil book or unleash a demon after playing with a Ouija board? I felt like a main character in one of those movies. When the lid on the box popped off like a stubborn cork in a bottle, my stomach slithered like a snake. Inside of the box were notes I wrote to crushes. There was lip gloss, a friendship bracelet, even that old game MASH. Those girls who initiated MASH on the playground probably read tarot cards now. I was told I was going to live in a house and have one child. That all came true. I flipped through the remaining contents in the box and found a ticket. I didn't know what I was looking for at first. The GPS of my mind guided me here. This was not a ticket into the future. This was a ticket into the past. I saved this ticket that granted my Girl Scouts troop into Forest Lodge. Forest Lodge was a campsite my troop volunteered to clean up. Wow, Forest Lodge. I haven't heard of that name in ages. I picked up the ticket and held it in my hand. Elizabeth. I thought I heard someone call my name. Elizabeth. 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 Elizabeth, you and Diana are going to clean out cabins 1 and 4. Once you are done, you can explore the campsite. When it's 2 p.m., we will eat lunch. Elizabeth, who everyone affectionately called Liz, and Diana smiled at each other. Their troop master Kim shook her head. Once she walked away, Liz and Diana ditched their plans. Okay, so where should we go first, Liz? Maybe the lake. I smelled it when we got off the bus. Yeah, it stinks, but we might find some cool stuff. I heard this camp is haunted, so we should be careful. Diana was right. Her father, Ted, who resembled a teddy bear because of his large stature and giant brown mustache, told Diana a few stories about Forest Lodge. A few days before the trip, Diana came inside the house eating a vanilla ice cream cone with sprinkles. It was melting fast and dripped on the floor. Her father was sitting down in his office writing a story. Diana came into the office and gave her father a hug. She dropped a few pieces of ice cream on his pants. It looked like a bird pooped on him, but he couldn't get mad. She was the only thing he had in this world since his wife died. "Daddy, guess what?" "What is it, princess?" "My troop is going to Forest Lodge, and I need sunglasses because we're going to be cleaned up in the sun all day." "All right, I'll get you some. We'll go out later." "Thank you, Daddy." She hugged her father. Before Diana left the room, her father said, "Honey, Forest Lodge is haunted. Please be careful. I went there on a picnic with a few friends when I was younger. We went exploring and got lost. We found an abandoned cabin there that night. There were cookies inside of there. They were freshly baked too. Chocolate chip with giant Hershey kisses inside of them. We tore the cookies up. Later that night, we heard a noise in the cabin. I opened my eyes as small as I could and saw an older lady standing over my friend while he slept. I was frozen with fear. I couldn't move or scream. When I closed my eyes and opened them back up, she was gone. Later that morning, my friend, who she was standing over, was missing. I told my friends what happened and they believed me because they saw her too. We left that cabin since it was light out now and notified the police. When we showed the police where the cabin was, it was no longer there. Please do not go exploring. He kissed his daughter on the forehead and told her if she gets scared while out there, use this. He pulled out a blue water gun. This helped me defeat the monsters in my closet when I was younger. Whenever the door whispered my name to warn me, I pulled the trigger and aimed towards the door. Inside of this water gun is monster blood. My grandmother told me how to make it one night when she was telling me ghost stories from her childhood. She used it to defeat the monsters that tried to attack her. "Daddy, what's really inside of it?" she asked. Parents usually lie to their kids in order to prevent them from doing something they aren't supposed to do. Parents tell their kids that the boogeyman will get them if they don't eat their vegetables and play other psychological games with their mind. But Ted was different. He was telling the truth. "Honey, you'll understand what's inside of it once you're older." Diana laughed it off and thought her dad was just telling her another story. However, he never smiled, which is weird because she remembered that her dad would always smile. He had to be telling the truth. Liz laughed and said, "Your dad is telling you ghost stories again? Grow up, Diana. He's been telling you those stories since kindergarten." Diana shook her head. "Yes, that's true, but this time it feels different." Diana was wearing her book bag, and inside of it was the water gun full of the so-called monster blood. She grabbed onto the straps as if she were riding a roller coaster as they began walking into the woods. Perhaps she was on a roller coaster of fear, and did not realize it yet. Diana and Liz found the lake and saw a few fish in there. Once they got bored, they began to roam the campsite again and play concentration. Red, blue, gold, purple. You can only play concentration for so long before two people get bored. The sun was a real terror that day, sticking out its fiery tongue and spitting heat on the two girls. Diana realized they were lost. Liz knew they were lost too, but she didn't want to say anything. "Hey, look! It's a cabin! Maybe they have water in there." Liz pointed to a small cabin towards the back of the forest. Diana felt her stomach turn into strawberry jelly. The cabin resembled the cabin in her father's story. This can't be true. It was just a story, right? Diana squeezed the book bag tighter as they reached the cabin steps. The cabin was old, but still functional. The windows were cracked and the door was open. Open flashed in Diana's head. Maybe the cabin or something in the cabin knew they were coming all along. Whatever was in here smelled them getting off the bus, similar to how Liz smelled the leak when she got off the bus. When the two girls went inside, the smell of chocolate greeted their face. Diana's heart transformed into a racehorse. Cookies. Liz's mouth watered as she turned her head and saw a fresh batch of chocolate chip cookies. We need to go now, Liz. No, I'm eating these cookies. You can go by yourself. You're a scaredy cat. I'm not leaving until I eat all of them. Diana felt her heart crumble, perhaps eaten by the harsh words. She ran out of the cabin, holding the water gun in her hand. A few seconds later, Liz heard screaming. She raced towards the door and saw what appeared to be an old lady with a long black dress and snow-colored hair, dragging Diana into the field. Liz ran out of the house and called for Diana, but there was no answer. She ran through the forest until she made her way back to camp. Her face was soaked with tears. Her mouth tasted the saltiness of fear and terror. She told her troop master and fellow Girl Scouts what happened. The police were called in search of Diana, but she was nowhere to be found. The cabin wasn't found either. Diana's water gun was the only thing that they found. At Diana's funeral, her father asked Liz if she saw an old lady, and Liz said no. She was too afraid to answer yes. The knocks on Liz's bedroom door were loud and woke her up from her memory, or was it a nightmare? Elizabeth! Mom, it says for Elizabeth! Liz got up and went to the door. Who is it from, honey? I don't know. Someone just dropped it off at the front door. Liz opened the package. Inside was freshly made chocolate chip cookies with a note that said, "See your daughter soon."